just, you can tell that kids want to be in that classroom. I mean, how can you? Because you can see it's infused, and we're shifting from the soundscape to creating a digital hub. I asked them if you were here. I asked them what the one thing they would tell a new teacher, and this fits perfectly, right? Finding your people and going home. Because I always told the new teachers coming in that the one thing you cannot make more of is time, and time is your most precious resource. So take the stage, Jeremy and Zach. The floor is yours on creating a digital hub.
Well, good morning again. Um, so this session, it's kind of going to be kind of how we use it in class, but also how you can use it in other areas. Um, I'm, I'm, I try to consider myself pretty techie, and so I want to be techie, and I want our kids to use tech because that's our world we live in now. And so we also last year I had this idea, and I didn't follow through with it because I just didn't have time. But this year I said we're going to do this, and
I think you muted yourself.
I guess when I clicked the when I did the click, it did. Okay. So what you see on your screen is kind of what stuff looks like when you're trying to find it, right? You have to look through everything to find something. And I said, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that in class anymore. I'm not doing that in school anymore. My life has to be easier. And so what I decided to do was fix. Evidently, every time I do this, it's going to mute me. So I'll just have to watch. And so what we're going to look at is how we can do these digital hubs or digital interactive binders a little differently. And so one of them you're going to see as a teacher hub and how we use it as a teacher hub. One of it you're going to see as kind of the school hub too. You're going to see a parent hub that could be, and you're going to see a student hub, how we use that in our classroom as a student hub. And so you've got to keep your audience in mind when you do that. And so there's just lots of ideas here. When you get these slides, you can also go to more ideas. There's more ideas there. It's going to lead you through some things. But this is just kind of, when you look at ours, you're going to see strategies. You're going to see commonly used sites. You're going to see resources, agendas, staff directories, daily schedules, all kinds of stuff that's all in one spot, easy for you to find, easy for you to use, so you don't have to use all the time to find it. You're going to see 3 different layouts that we use. You're going to see a Google Sheets layout. You're going to see a Canvas Sites layout that I use. And you're going to see a Google Sites layout also. But we're going to start with our classroom. This is our classroom general music interactive binder for what we do at Southern Middle School. So the first day of class, the kids get their interactive binder out. We have it in Google Classroom for them. Is that still sharing?
No, you drag it over.
And so it ends up looking like this when they open it, and they can open it in a slideshow view, but I'm going to kind of show it to you without the slideshow view right now. And so if you look on the side, there's tabs for everything. And so those tabs work. If it's in slideshow view, they can click on it. And so you also go down and we have our overview. You're going to see our syllabus is in here. We have a digital hall pass that we use that's in here. Everything we do in class is included in this binder. Okay.
I will also add in real quick that over the summer, Jeremy and I sat down and we really hashed this thing out so that everything we use for the entire term is in there. We have some interesting scheduling in our building, I'll put it that way. And so it was really important for us to be as efficient as possible. And this has super streamlined everything that we do in our general music classes this year. It's been really helpful.
So they can go and look at their syllabus anytime they want to. The hall pass, they click on it. It's a Google form. It allows us, we're supposed to keep up with where the kids are in the building at any time. So instead of me having to have a piece of paper laying out in my room and a pencil, the kids go on their Chromebook, they fill out their hall pass. It comes to me. I have it up on my screen. It comes to me. I know where they want to go. Okay, you can go now. And it's done. We don't have to take all that time to raise a hand and them come up and ask and me figure out it's there. I can call on them when I'm ready for them to go, when I'm done with my thought or I'm done with a topic that I'm teaching. Okay, it's your turn to go. And so they go. And so that's all there. But then when you get into our content, we have each, like this is the first day of class really that we talk about. It's vocabulary. So you're going to open the vocabulary sheet. It's a Google Doc. It's going to take you to the vocabulary. Sorry, I got to go back and fix that because it's on here now and it's not where it's supposed to be. But that takes you to the vocabulary. If you want to turn it in, you're going to go here. It's going to take you to the Google form. You're going to turn in your vocabulary. When you're done, it's going to come to us. We're going to grade it. Any notes that they need for that vocabulary assignment, they're going to have notes for it. Anything they need extra is going to be in the notes page. And we just continue going through daily things or unit things as we go so that they can see even before they get to it. If they want to work ahead, they can start. I don't care if they work ahead. Okay. And so everything is very organized, not just for the student, but for Zach and I as we're teaching, because we teach 6 different classes every day. We don't have a planning period during the day. Our planning period is 7:40 to 8:10 and 3 to 3:30. And so we teach 6 straight classes, take a class to lunch. And so we don't have time to find things or go looking for stuff. And so this is very streamlined for us that when we come in class, we tell our kids where to go. They go there. They know what to do. We have instilled them enough in them that they know exactly how to do and what to do when they get here. And so, like I said, there's notes on every page of what to do. What they need to answer questions are on those notes pages. And so we just go through that and do it. You can see that we try to keep the same pictures, I guess, so they know if they're looking for a rubric, the rubric always looks the same. They can go to the same picture and find that rubric. If they're going to turn something in, the turn in button always looks the same. They know where to turn it in at. If they're looking for notes or how to do something, they're going to find it there also. And so you can see that we go through all of the different things we work on. And each of those has all the information for that unit or that week that we're working on there. We do this project called What's in a Name. It's another one of the Teach Rock. And so we have that there. I'm telling you, this has really changed my life as a teacher, being able to plan, because it's all planned already. I don't have to plan weekly. I don't have to plan daily. I don't have to have lesson plans. It's all done. And for
the other cool thing is, because like we're both teaching these general music classes, we don't teach them at the same time. We teach them opposite each other. But if I think, hey, I'm going to add this thing, like when we did the Where I'm From, Jeremy used to do that and they would create it from scratch. I found that template and I just put it in the binder because we use the same binder. It's a collaborative document between him and I that we share a read-only version with our kids. And so that's been a cool piece that we can both fix that stuff all the time. Or I'll say, hey, this link isn't good anymore. And one of us will fix it and it fixes it for the other person too. So it's been a cool collaborative document.
And for our lesson planning, for our curriculum team, this is what we turned into them. We sent them an interactive link. So if they want to know what we're doing, here it is. You see it all. There's no thinking about what we're doing. You can go back and see when you go into when we get to Soundtrap, which we talked about earlier, you come in here, you can see that every assignment, step by step, this is their Soundtrap assignments. And so it tells them exactly what to do and how to do it. And so that's what we do there. The rubric for grading their Soundtraps is there. And then when we come back after Christmas, this is what we're working on. I'm doing dulcimer. He's doing ukulele. So there's a rubric in here of how we grade them when we're playing. Haven't picked our songs out yet that we're going to be doing, but the rubric's there. And any notes that they need will be there when we come back. That's how we use it in the classroom. I don't want to spend a lot of time on each one of these because I've got several different versions I want to show you. But does anybody have any questions about this? Yes, Lacey. Anytime we edit, it's a real-time edit on their end also, because it is a live link for them. And so anything we edit on our end is automatically edited on their live link. So it really helps the students stay together. If they miss a day, it's not like they have to come back and find, hey, what was my assignment? They know what their assignment is before they leave. They know what they can do. It's there. Everything is there for them.
I got an angry mama email 3 days ago. Why is my kid failing? where do they find these assignments? How do I get them to redo them? And I said, go to the interactive binder. That was it. That was my whole instruction.
Yes, we just post it as classroom material in our Google Classroom. And so it stays there all the time. They can go look at it at any time. Like I said, anything they turn in is turned in on a Google form. So they can send it. It comes directly to Zach and I. And we don't do multiple Google forms. We do one, and it says on there, who's your teacher? And they either click Mr. Cole or Mr. Shannon. They click the period they're in. So it all, we can sort that data and grade those and stay right on top of that.
I will also say I found it a little bit challenging in the beginning, having kids go to Google Classroom to open up the slide to go to the stuff that we're doing. And so what I started doing is I put it in Google Classroom, so they always have a way to get to it. But I have them, the first time they open it, they hit that little star button. So they've got a bookmark of this the whole time they're in my class. And then at the end of the class rotation, we have them for 9 weeks this year. At the end of the 9 weeks, we uncheck that little star, and then it's no longer an issue for them. It's not clogging up all of their stuff at the top.
Right. Yeah. Is it hard to set up? No, it's not hard. This actual template come from slidesmania.com. The lady that does Slidesmania, she has several templates on there. This is the template we liked for our need for our class, was the binder, because it was a school looking, tabbed binder. So it was what we needed. You're going to see in some of the others that I've done, you might like it better for your classroom than the binder. You might like something different. And so this is just the one that I chose to do for my classroom. Was it hard? No, it just took time. Time to get the links where they go, time to make sure everything's linked. It just took time sitting down to do it. Now, Zach and I did it all in what?
We did it in like a day and a half.
Like a day and a half. We spent a whole day and a half all day. That's what we did this summer. And so,
and that included like creating all the materials that went with it. Compiling all of the Sound Trap assignment worksheet, the instructions for all of our Sound Trap assignments in one place. All of that happened in that day and a half too.
Right. We've got on our Google Drive, we have a folder that's just this. And so we share it between the two of us, and that it's just that. And so getting all that together. Do they work ahead? Not really, because we keep them engaged enough that they don't have time to work ahead.
Also, they're middle schoolers. They're not doing any extra work.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything extra. If we're working on something, usually it's enough to keep them busy for that whole day. And sometimes we'll throw something extra in here just to give them something extra to do. Or my kids know when they're done with this, there's some things they can do. And so they know what to go do then. It's just extra stuff for them in here. Sometimes it's cool math games. That's one of their options, is to go play cool math games if they're done. Do something.
Go make
that's good. Go make a Suno. Usually when our kids are done with this assignment, they're in Suno or Sound Trap making something extra. And so they love it. So this is how we use it in our classroom, okay? I'm going to go off of this, and I'm going to go to the next one. After doing this for my classroom, I said, okay, as a teacher, this would be so helpful. So I went to my principal and I said, is it okay if I do this? He said, sure, that means I don't have to do it. And I'm like, okay. So I created a school digital hub for our teachers. And so every morning, this is put out on our school email. Every morning, teachers get this. This is a Canvas site. And so what we did in this Canvas site is think about everything in our building that a teacher might need, so they didn't have to go looking for it. Okay. And so we made this Canvas site that is just our digital hub. And so if you click on general information, it's going to take you to all the general stuff that we might need as a teacher. Our homepage, clocking in and out, PD stuff, Infinite Campus, committee assignments. What's more important than potty PD? You got to have your potty PD. Okay. Our no photo list. How many of you all know who in your school can't be photoed? Okay. So, and how many of you have trouble ever go looking to find who can't be photoed? I do yearbook. That's why that's a big thing for me. And so everything's in here. Our fire drill schedule, discipline log, duty assignments, morning announcements, discipline resolutions, peer-to-peer things that we do here at school. That's all in the general information. You scroll on down, we have calendars, we have our school newspaper, we have our exploratory schedules, our duty schedules, midterm report card dates, lunch schedule, field trips, Kona ice schedule. That's important, right? You need to know when the Kona ice and the ice cream truck is going to be there so you can get your free Kona ice and your free ice cream. So that's all on there. You scroll on down, we have all of our curriculum maps for every classroom. We have all of our syllabuses for every classroom, so teachers can find those. You scroll on down, we have our digital resources. Anything that somebody uses in our building is here. They can come here and go find, like we worked on Suno. There's Suno. You can go look at Note Flight, Song Generator in Magic School, Draw Charts, Amplify. All of that's here, curriculum resources. You scroll on down, you have technology resources, Classroom Screen, Raptor, Senso, Slides Mania. And this is a growing document also. Lots of times during the day, somebody will email me and say, can you add such and such to the hub? I'll go on, add it, reshare it. There's the new hub. And so SEL's on here. We are working on MTSS and RTI. We're working on ESL links. We're also working on, we're going to do grade level curriculum links, because not everything that's used in 6th grade is used in 7th grade. So we're going to work on grade level curriculum links. We're also going to work on a student links page, anything that our students use, so that teachers don't have to go find those links to link things. They can come here and all those links are already here. So this is how we use it as a school, as a digital hub.
I'm watching the chat.
Any questions?
Can we post it?
I can post it. I can share it with you individually. I will tell you, one of my counterparts at another school shared theirs with me. And so some of the links I just pulled from theirs and put on ours. It should be a thing that we're using together so that it becomes easier for everybody. So the other middle school person shared their hub with me. I'm going to show you theirs in just a second. And so then I took some of their links. She's used some of my links. They do theirs a little differently than mine. I like the pictures and I like all that kind of stuff. If you look, I shared, these are the links she shared with me. She likes to put all the information out there. I'm like, okay, I don't need all that. People can find that. They know what they're using. So I just put the picture and you can go find it. So like when you click on this, it takes you directly to our athletic calendar. So if you need to know when there's a game. And so everything a teacher could need is here. And so it takes, instead of finding files in your file drive or your Google files, it's all right here. You don't have to do that anymore. That's how we use it as a school. How do you get this started? I just went to Canvas sites and created a Canvas site. It's really easy to create a Canvas site. I'll show you some other ways that people have done it. My wife has one that she did on Google Sheets. She likes it because it's quick. I just like the look of a website to do it because it's all organized. And so that's why I use a Canvas site. It's really easy to set up, really easy to add your links in there. So that's how I did this one. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
I put the link to ours in there for anybody who wants to see.
Okay.
Jeremy, I think Kristen asked, is the digital binder also a Canvas site or just or is it Google Slides?
The digital binder is a Google Slides document.
But you could easily do it as that.
You could do it as a Canvas site. For the kids, I like the digital binder view because it's school. It looks like a binder, they can flip through it. You could do it as a Canvas site and do the same thing. All of this can be interchangeable. I'll show you, like, this is Northern Middle's. Theirs is a Canvas site too. It's like mine, probably the same stuff. My wife's looks like this for her school. She even wanted to make it a quicker view. And so she said, I want it to be a quicker view so everything is on one page. And so this is a Google Sheet. So everything, general information is here, curriculum resources are here. And so they're all like that. And so that's a work in progress for her. Um, I don't, I mean, I like that, but I like going to a website and clicking on things.
I think it's also important to note that when you're doing something like this and you're looking at privacy stuff, for instance, one of our documents that's linked on our hub that we just sent out to you is a list of students who can't be verified. You, as a teacher in another district, can't actually open that because that link goes to a Google Sheet that is set to only our district. And so if you're dealing with sensitive information, just make sure that you have the settings on that information set up so that you're not putting yourself in a bad spot down the road.
I'll show you Northern Middle Schools. Like I said, theirs is a Canva site also. And so we've shared a lot with this. She does a little more because they're not just using this as a teacher hub, they're using it for different things. And so theirs is cut down into to content areas, to where each content area has something. And so that's not what we needed it for. We're evolving as we go, though. We're learning some things new. And so that's how they do theirs at Northern. Kind of the same idea. It's in Canvas sites. It's easy to use. It's easy to create. And it's all right there.
I think it's also important if you're going to start looking at creating something like this. I think the biggest thing that you need to do first is figure out what you want to use it for, what its actual purpose is going to be, because it's cool to create all these things and like have stuff, but if it's not something that's actually going to get used, then you wasted your time. And so, like he said, Northern uses theirs in a different way than Southern uses theirs. And so our sites look different and they function different, even though they have a lot of the same information. And so it's important that you understand your purpose for it before you start it.
We're not going to watch this right now, but Murray State, Rebecca Simmons does this at Murray State, and she has a lot of great ideas for a digital hub, Canva hubs. And so you can go. She's got some videos to help you there, and this will be on there when you get this slide. You can go to there to educate to the educate community. And so she does a lot of different things on hers. You can see she has the university calendar, leave request. Okay, lots of things they do that we're not going to use it for, that she does. Tech reservations, work orders. Wouldn't that be nice to have a place to put tech work orders? Since that doesn't exist anywhere.
I also, at my old school, before I came to Southern, I taught there during COVID, and I was having trouble getting students to where they needed to go on Google Classroom, or information was getting lost because Google Classroom is not super intuitive with organizing information. It's there and it's all somewhere, but it's not as intuitive with that. And so when I was at Williamsburg, I created a Google site that had all of the stuff that my kids needed. And that's just another way to do this. Our purpose was I had to post, if I'm doing a worksheet about note names, I have to post 9 versions of that because there's 9 different instruments that have different things that they need to address. And so I would post in Google Classroom for their assignment so that I could have a grade book. And I would say, hey, go to the band website and click on your instrument and it'll take you to the correct worksheet. And so I did stuff like that. That was my purpose, was a different style, and Google site worked really well for me for that. And so you also have to pick your medium based on your purpose.
And I think too, what you feel most comfortable using. I think you could use any of these for any of the processes we've talked about, but what are you more comfortable working with? I like Canva. I'm really good at Canva, I think. And so that's what I chose to use because I can whip it out really quick. And there's a lot of great templates already there in Canva that you can use. But like I said, my wife chose the Google Sheets. I tried to talk her into a couple other things. So we worked on a Google site for her. She liked it. Not as much as the sheet because it was all on one page. We also worked on a digital notebook for her. And so this looks a little different. I'll show you this also. Sorry, the snow is slowing down.
Sarah, I agree with your frustration about finding something in an email that was sent 5 months ago. Oh man.
And like you say, you can put it in Google Classroom, but you're still going to have to go look for it. Here, you know exactly where it's going to be. Like our Potty PD, it changes every week. I don't have to go change that because it's already linked. So it's not like you have to go reinvent the wheel. So whenever the Potty PD changes, that link changes with it. The person that's responsible for Potty PD. Potty PD is in our bathrooms, on the wall if you're in there using the bathroom,
in the staff bathroom,
or in the staff bathrooms, or if you're in there, you just need some time to yourself, and that's the only place you can find. On the wall, there's some just information. It's called Potty PD. And so there might be some tech information, there might be some classroom information, there might be some SEL information things. And so it's a really good thing. And so, but as it changes, it automatically changes on the hub. I don't have to go change that. It's there. And so I don't know why this is not doing what I want it to.
Go show them Potty PD.
Zach says I have to show you Potty PD.
It's one of those things that when I first got here, I rolled my eyes at it because it was always in there. And now I actually find myself like reading the whole thing.
Now they call it toilet talk, but I don't like that as much as Potty PD. Why is it doing this
Never
now?
mind.
I don't know why it's doing that now. I have to go look at that. You learn something every time you try to open something. But it's all either connected to a website or to a Google form or to a Google Doc or a Google Sheet, however it was created, or a PDF. And so that's how we put those in there. I don't know why that wouldn't open. I'll have to go fix that today. So I really want this to open. It's not going to.
Jeremy, I was afraid it was just a list of really, really bad PD at first. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I could do one of those too. Most anything non-KEDC would be on that list. I can tell you that. And so there's also a couple of great examples that I went and looked at when I was working on ours. Clark County Schools does a whole district learning hub, and it is a really great example of what you can do. This is theirs, and they have a parent and students technology. It's a hub for parents and students, or you can do the instructional staff. You can do technology contacts, what is just techie. And so, but all of those things are here. And so this is their school district learning hub, which they've done a phenomenal job of doing, because it takes a website. We all have district websites. How many of y'all ever go to your school website and look for something? Because they create it. If it's like ours, it was created at the beginning of the year and nothing ever changes. And so you can't find anything that is even in date usually. And so this changes. I look at this fairly often. And so they do a really good job of making this accessible to their people. And so they did a really good job of it. The other one is called EdHub. And so it's a good one too. It's digital resources. It's got it in there by, if you need to look for anything, elementary, you can look for middle and high school, faculty, micro credentials you can get. It's a really good place to see how you can lay one out and what you could put on there and find links to things that would be beneficial to you. My thing is, don't reinvent the wheel. I didn't have to go find all these links new because my wife was already working on this, and I said, hey, I'm going to use those links. So if you need something, call on somebody that's already got it. Okay. I'll share mine with you. You can take the links that you want off of it and don't take the others. That's fine. but don't reinvent the wheel, because there are people out there doing the same thing, trying to fix this. And so it is a great way to get your sales organized. Um, I will tell you, Slides Mania is a really, if you want to do a Google Slides thing like our binder, it came from Slides Mania, and they have a lot of really good organizational templates already. Uh, and Canva, Google Slides, Google Sheets, all of those are good things. Canva to me was the easiest to do. The Canva site was by far easier to do than anything else, and that's why I chose to do the Canva site. So what I thought about offering you the opportunity to do was picking one of those things and starting it today. And if you had questions, we're here to answer them. I can help you. Um, so if you think a Google Sheet is your thing, go to Google Sheets. If you think Canva site, go to Canva. If you think Google Sites, go there and start one, because you're never going to finish it if you never start it. And that was me. I kept putting it off and kept putting it off and kept putting it off. And then it was like, wow, I'm going to do it now. And when I did it, it was so beneficial to my job and my time to have it. So if you want to do that for the next few minutes, and then we can also answer any questions you have over the next few minutes.
Audrey says she has a question.
Audrey, what is your question?
Do either of you have one like just for your band or choir or something? Like I always think about starting a band website, and I even tried to start a Google site sometime, and it was just too much. It was a mess. But like where your kids can find resources and things, and you can send parents to.
Meredith just shared hers. And I'll be honest, I've not kept up one since I moved districts, because I haven't had the need, since I'm only my assignment is different than what it was at my old school, and I'm able to keep up with things better. But I probably will make one eventually again. So if you start one, let me know.
I'll be honest with you, I did not start one for me yet, just because, and I'll be honest with you, I don't want to hear my kids every day say, Mr. Cole, why is such and such not on your thing? Can you add da-da-da-da-da? Can you do this? So, but I feel like I need to, because there's so many things that we use that would be beneficial to do that. And so it's probably something I am going to work on. I have one personally. I have a Google site personally that I did for things. I do a lot of speaking kind of things, speaking engagements through either school or church or different things. And so I have those things are on there that if people would like me to come and speak, they can see what I offer and what I do. And so so I did one personally, but not for school.
So Audrey, I made mine and it was like life-changing, because I would send home paper after paper after paper, and they would get lost, and the parents would be texting me. I'd be on my way to a choir event and they'd be texting me about the details. So when the pandemic happened and we all got a little more digitally friendly, I moved everything over. And my husband works for the district, so he was able to actually, it didn't come across in the chat this way, but he was able to make it maroons.net/choir, which is super easy to remember. And so like at every concert, I'll ask the kids, hey, where do you find all your choir stuff? Tell your parents, and they'll say maroons.net/choir. So even parents, when they text me now, I just send them to that website. You do have to keep it up and remember to do that. But I think that's easier than answering the same question 25 times, through text and email and phone calls and stuff. So I don't have a ton on there right now, because our spring is usually a whole lot less going on than fall. But the nice thing too is that all of the links on the side, I can like open up and just update from year to year. So I can just change the dates and the times. If I know that all state stuff is going to stay the same, it's a lot less work, I feel like, from year to year too. So
Greta's got one in the chat too.
That looks
Meredith?
good. Thanks, Meredith.
Greta's got one too. I'll show you what she's got.
Yeah, click the full long link, because the tiny, there we go. I use it for my sub plans. Like if we have programs coming up, if you click on maybe Veterans Day, there should be some songs there with like embedded videos that the students can practice. And I share that with them on Class Dojo, like the links. So we used it for Christmas program practice and all that.
I will actually say, Greta, last year at this conference, you did a session on your sub plans, right?
Yes, using
Okay,
Google.
I actually used your little tiny URL Bitly thing, and I left my sub plans on that for me and Jeremy one day a few weeks ago, and I meant to tell you that, and I forgot. So thank you for that from last year.
Hope it worked out.
It did.
Anybody else have any questions? Yes, don't talk about stealing our assistant principal, Laura. We miss him already.
So if you were going to make a site right now, like a band website, would you use Canva sites or would you use Google sites?
I would use Canva sites because it's just easier to use.
2 years ago, I would have said Google all the way, but now I would say Canva. But the only drawback to using Canva is if you have like videos that you want to embed and that kind of thing. Canva gets a little funky with that sometimes. They're still working on that technology. So if you have a lot of audio and video that you need to embed in some form or fashion, then I would stick with Google for now, personally.
And I'll tell you, my personal site is in Google Sites because I created it before I got really good with Canva. And so that's in Google Sites, but I really like the ease of using Canva sites just because it has more templates, it has more ideas, it has more helps. So it was that's what I would go with.
Hey, Audrey, I even made a Google form for all of our fall trips because we travel a lot in the fall just between auditions and that's just when we do our fun trip and stuff too, and put it all in one Google form and I embed that on the website so I don't have to fold papers, and because then when they forget until 10:30 the night before, their parents have access.
They told us ours has to be a paper. I don't know why I tried that.
I've wondered if that's not the case, but nobody has fussed at me yet and I didn't ask.
Well, ask Mike Braun how much credit he needs, and we'll try to work on that.
How do I even get to Google Sites? Not Google Sites, Canva sites. Like I'm on Canva.
Just go and find where it says presentation or whatever. There'll be one that says sites.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't Canva offer a free professional account?
Features are free, full account free. Yep.
Yeah, I thought so. Before I left the class, I used Google Sites, but I'm with you. I think Canva offers a lot of flexibility and fluidity with
And
it.
I'll be honest, pretty much anything I make in my class comes from Canva. Concert programs, because it's so easy to use and get done really quick. I said yesterday, was it yesterday? Thursday. I have a student who's doing a piano recital, and he needed program notes and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, so I put my Canva and my Magic School, which we're going to talk about next, to work. And 20 minutes later, I had a full program with program notes for him. And so it's just a wonderful, why make your job harder? I'm all about 25 years, people. Make it easy. Come on. Do it the easy way. So any other questions?
Have you guys ever had your students make like the programs and things on Canva for you? I thought about doing that for an iLearn assignment even since we're home right now, but I didn't know if it would be disaster or I was curious if anybody tried.
He's a control freak, so he's not going to let anybody do that.
No.
I probably would because I'm not that much of a control freak when it comes to that. And sometimes they do a good job. And you see a different view. I've let them make some other things for me for some different things, but I've never done that yet. That would be a neat thing.
My heart's palpitating just thinking about it.
He's a control freak, but he'll bring it to me.
I'm the same way, but my kids have a little more sense, I think, than your middle schoolers maybe too.
Sometimes. Amber, I agree. I think it'd be great to have a master list of everything we could use. I actually talked to Wendy about that the last time I was at KUDC about doing some of this with some things that we use, and so she was all in. So it's just, I think, maybe finding the time to sit down and do it and get it done.
I say put that in on your evaluation.
Okay. Everybody put that on your evaluation.
This was so good.
Anything else? Could you share? Yeah, we'll share everything. I'll share everything with you. They'll share it also on the EdTech site. It'll be there. If you need me to share personally, just email me, and I can share personally. I'll share even the thing with you, so you can get links off of it instead of just looking at it. I'll share my work with you. I don't care. I'm about whatever makes life easier for everybody. So I will tell you, Sarah, Canva is so easy. If you need me to sit down with you for 5 minutes and talk about Canva sites, I will. I'll help you get it started. It is so easy. I wouldn't go find anything else, because you're going to find some convoluted mess at some point in that process that you're not going to like. And so the Canva site is easy. I'll sit down with you and we'll make it happen. Is that, let's see, do you have any school, library, Google sites, or Canvas sites? I can probably find some. I will tell you, on that Educate from Murray State, she has all kinds of stuff on her repertoire that you can go look there. Also, if you're looking to make one, the Slides Mania has a lot of different things. And then I'll talk with our library media specialist too, because he's a real techie. He's our tech guy too. And so he's got all kinds of stuff. And I'll get back with you, Kyrie, on that. But I just enjoy doing this kind of stuff, and it's made life a lot easier. So that's why I wanted to share it with you all. Also, if you want to make life really easy, come back next time. Well, we'll be talking about Magic School. Anything else?
Make work easier and go home. Go home.
Jeremy, I think we could just and Zach, I think we could just put all your little catchphrases on a T-shirt. We'll just hashtag it. Yeah, go home. Go home.
Actually, if you go to the high school here at Southwestern, I actually have a girl that wears a T-shirt around that says "I love King Cole," which is me. And so she had a shirt made, and so she wears it around. And I'm like, okay.
That's a great nickname. That's a fabulous
name. They started calling me that. So
tell whoever was asking about the library, I've got.
Okay,
yes.
Zach is going to put some library stuff up right now. So
and it looks like he made it on the Google site.
And it's on a Google site. You wouldn't have enough room on a shirt. Thanks, Sarah O'Donnell. Sarah works with us, so she knows all of our little things. So.
Oh, well, yes, you could definitely stay in here. I'm going to hit the stop recording button, but just as a reminder, ignore what I said about the evaluation the first session. I'm newbie. Okay, I'm learning with y'all. That evaluation gets filled out after this next third and fabulous session if you're staying with Jeremy and Zach. But take a break, stand up, or go get food. And as always, go to the bathroom whenever possible in life. So we'll be seeing you your next session, Jeremy and Zach.
Thank you.